They called her Leela, but the people in her small town called her the Dream Seller. Not because she sold anything magical, not because she had some secret power, but because in a world where everyone was selling something, clothes, shoes, food, and lies, Leela sold hope. Every morning she set up her tiny stall at the corner of Market Street. It wasn't fancy, just a wooden box, a few hand-drawn cards, and a big sign that said, "Dreams for sale. Pay what you can." People laughed at first. "What kind of dream are you selling?" "Little girl, will your dreams pay my rent?" But she never answered with anger. She would just smile and say, "Maybe not today, but maybe they'll help you believe again." Moral lesson in a world full of people selling things you don't need. Be the one who gives something money can't buy. Hope, kindness, and belief. Because sometimes one small dream can wake up a sleeping world. One day, an old man stopped by. He looked tired, eyes dull, shoulders heavy from years of disappointment. He asked, "What do you sell, really?" Lila looked up and said softly, "I sell reminders. Reminders that life can still surprise you, that even broken things can shine." The man chuckled, but he bought one of her little cards anyway. It said, "Don't measure your life by failures. Measure it by the times you stood back up." He smiled faintly and walked away. A week later, the same man came back, but this time with flowers. He said, "Because of that card, I called my daughter. We hadn't spoken in 10 years. She's coming home." And then he started crying. Leela's stall started to grow. People came from all over, not to buy, but to feel, to talk, to remember that they still had a heart beating inside them. She didn't sell products, she sold perspective. When someone said, "I'm tired of life," she would hand them a note that read, "Maybe you're not tired of life. Maybe you're tired of living for others." When a woman whispered, "I'm not enough," Leela gave her a tiny glass bottle with paper inside. "You were born enough. The world just forgot to tell you that." And slowly the town began to change. Shopkeepers smiled more. Strangers helped each other. Even the man who never said hello, the one who always yelled at kids, started buying flowers for his wife every Sunday. People began to say, "It's strange. I don't know what she sells, but she makes you want to live again." One afternoon, a businessman stopped by. He wore an expensive suit and smelled like money. He looked down at Leela's stall and said, "You're wasting your time here. You could turn this into a real business. We could print your quotes, sell them online, make millions." Leela listened quietly and smiled. Then she said, "Sir, I don't sell dreams to make money. I sell dreams because people forget how to dream." The man laughed and left. But that night he couldn't sleep. He stared at his luxury apartment and realized he had everything except peace. He came back the next day and bought a single card. It said, "Maybe the richest people aren't the ones with money, but the ones who wake up with purpose." He didn't say a word. He just left a small golden pen beside her stall, a gift, and walked away with tears in his eyes. Months passed, winter came, and one morning Leela's stall was empty. A note lay on the wooden box. Dreams don't live in one place. They travel from heart to heart. Nobody knew where she went. Some said she moved to another town. Others said she opened a school for children who had lost hope. But one thing was certain. Her words remained. People started leaving their own dream cards on her stall, each one sharing a little piece of kindness. The market that once sold things now sold belief. Years later, a little girl stopped by that same corner, holding her father's hand. She pointed at the old wooden box and asked, "Papa, what was this?" Her father smiled and said, "This is where I bought my first dream."